Hello students, we are going to study chemistry chapter classification of elements. Now in this video we are going to study about characteristics of groups and periods. Now this topic is important because you are going to get many questions from this topic and the questions will be on the basis of understanding. You have to answer the questions on the basis of understanding. That is why you need to pay attention. This is an important topic. Okay, characteristics of groups and the periods of modern periodic table. Right? So what characteristics we are going to see here? Characteristics we are going to study. I am going to write here in this space. So these characteristics: valence electron, valency, atomic size, and reactivity. These are four important characteristics. We are going to study these characteristics in groups and the periods, right? So the first one is valence electrons. Valence electrons means electrons in the outermost cell in the atomic structure. Okay, structure of an atom. Valence electron, electrons revolving in the orbit. Okay, you know atomic structure, there is nucleus at the center and there are electrons revolving around the nucleus in the orbits or the cells. Okay, so the valence electrons are the electrons in the last cell, outermost cell. So what is the number of valence electron in the groups and the periods we are going to see. Okay, so you see valence electrons are same as group number. Valence electrons are same as group number. Valence electrons means electrons in the outermost cell. So this is the figure given for group 1A. You can see these are the valence cells shown in the figure and there are one electron in each. One electron in each in the valence cell of the atomic structure in each. Okay, so for 1A, valence electron is 1. All the elements have one valence electron, right? In 2A, group 2A, all the elements have two valence electron, in each of them. All the elements have two valence electron in their atomic structure. Likewise, in 3A, all the elements have 3 electrons in the valence cell. Okay, in 4A, all the elements have 4 valence electron in their atomic structure, 4 electrons in the outermost cell. And 5A, all elements have 5 valence electrons. 6A, all elements have 6 valence electron. And 7A figure is given here. Okay, so you can see the valence cell is shown in the figure and all these valence cells have 7 electrons in them. 7A means 7 electrons in the valence cell. So likewise you see 8 for group 0, 8 is in transition element. Will not study about 8 here, will study about 0 group. Okay, on the extreme right of the periodic table, the last column of periodic table, 0 group. 0 group elements have 8 electrons in the valence cell. 8 electrons in the valence cell means they are in the octet state. Okay, 8 electrons in the valence cell. So this way the valence electron, the number of valence electrons are same as group number in the periodic table. Okay, now in group we understood all the elements have same number of valence electron. In a group all the elements have same number of valence electron. And what about in case of period? We'll see here. So in this figure, period 2 and period 3 are shown. Period 2 elements are shown, period 3 elements are shown. Okay, only 2 periods are shown in the figure. Period 2 you see lithium 1 electron, beryllium 2 valence electron, boron 3 valence electron, carbon 4 valence electron, nitrogen 5, oxygen 6, fluorine 7 and neon 8. So in case of period, as we move from left to right, as we move from left to right, number of valence electron increases from 1 to 8, from 1 to 8, right? So these are the number of valence electron. In a group, all the elements have same number of valence electron, whereas in a period, the valence electron increases from 1 to 8 while moving from left to right. Okay, now this is the valence electron. Now next characteristics we'll go to is valency. Valency of the elements in groups and the periods. Okay, so valency is the combining capacity of an atom, right? So valency is determined by number of valence electron. Okay, again, valency is determined by number of valence electron. Okay, now you see valency in case of group valency. Now see here, group 1A elements have valency 1 because they have one valence electron. 2A elements have 2 valency because number of valence electron is 2. 3A elements have valency 3 because they have 3 valence electron. 4A elements have valency 4 because number of valence electron is 4. And from 5, we'll see from 5, this is for 4, and we'll see from 5 here. You see, for 5, how to find valency. For 5, valency is found in this way. Group number is subtracted from 8. 8 minus 5. Group number is 5. Okay, and it is subtracted from 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. 8 minus 5 equal to 3. Okay, so for 5A, group 5A valency is 3. Valency is 3. We subtract group number from 8 because 8 is the number of octet state. Okay, when an atom is an octet state, number of valence electron is 8, right? 8 electrons make octet state in the valence shell. That is why group number is subtracted from 8 in order to find valency over here. So for group 5A, valency is 3. Understood? In the same way, for 6A valency, how do you calculate valency? By subtracting group number from 8. So 8 minus 2 equal to 8 minus 6. Group number is 6. 8 minus 6 equal to 2. So for 6A valency is 2. For group 6A valency is 2 because it is 8 minus 6. 6 is the group number. Okay. Similarly, for 7A, how do you find valency? 8 minus 7. 8 minus 7 equal to 1. So for 7A elements, valency is 1. Valency is 1. For group 0 elements, valency is 0 because it is 8 minus 8. 8 minus 8 equal to 0. Okay, for 0 group elements, valency is 0. So this way for a group, valency is found in this way. Group 1A, valency 1, group 2A, valency 2, group 3A, valency 3, group 4A, valency 4, group 5A, valency 5, group 6A, valency 2, group 7A, valency 1, group 0, valency 0. Okay, so this is the way to find valency. Now what happens this valency in case of period? Now in a period, you can see in this period 3 how valency is calculated here. For sodium, valency is 1, okay, because it has 1 electron in the outermost shell. Okay, magnesium valency 2, aluminum valency 3 because 3 valence electron, and silicon valency 4, phosphorus valency 3, sulfur valency 2, chlorine valency 1, and argon valency 0. So this is the valency in case of period 3. Okay, now valency in case of groups, all the elements have same valency in a group. 1A elements, all of them are valency 1, 2A all valency 2, 3A valency 3, this way, right? So this is the valency in case of groups and the periods, right? And atomic size, we'll see the atomic size from the figure. You can make out easily. Okay, from the figure it is easy to make out. the atomic size, you see, for 1A, this is the figure of 1A, the atomic size increases from top to bottom. As we go from top to bottom, atomic size is getting bigger. Yes, because you see, once you go from one label to next lower label, one cell gets added, one orbit gets added to the atomic structure. For example, you see, for hydrogen, one cell. Can you see? For lithium, 2 cells, because it is the second element. Sodium, 3 cells. Potassium, 4 cells. Rubidium, 5 cells. Okay, cesium, 6 cells. Francium, 7 cells. So this way, as you go down from top to bottom in a group, one cell gets added in each label. That is why atomic size increases. Atomic size increases while moving from top to bottom in a group, because one cell gets added in the next subsequent level. Okay, so this is the atomic size in case of groups. So the atomic size increases from top to bottom in all groups from 1 to 7 and 0 group. Okay, in case of period, you can see from the picture here, from the figure, what about the atomic size. It is easy to make out. While moving from left to right, atomic size decreases. Can you see? Lithium has the largest atomic size, neon has a smallest atomic size in period 2. That means atomic size decreases while moving from left to right in a period. Okay, it is because you see, if you look at the figure carefully, you can make out this one. Atomic size is decreasing. Okay, lithium is the largest and beryllium is second one, boron is third one, carbon is fourth one. So it is decreasing step by step. Okay, but if you look at it carefully, you can see the number of valence electron is increasing as you move from left to right. Lithium, 1 valence electron, beryllium, 2 valence electron, boron, 3 valence electron. Okay, so what is happening over here is electron valence electron number is increasing, but atomic size is decreasing. Can you notice this? Okay, it is because you see, as the number of valence electron increases in the outermost cell, nuclear charge increases. Okay, electrons have negative charge and nucleus has positive charge. As the negative charge increases in the outermost cell, positive charge increases in the nucleus. Okay, so it gets increases while moving from left to right. Okay, more number of valence electron means more nuclear charge acting on the valence electron, and because of maximum nuclear charge acting on valence electron, valence cell gets contracted. Valence cell gets contracted due to the great nuclear charge acting on it, and that makes the valence cell contracted. Okay, that contracts the valence cell. That is why atomic size gets smaller. Atomic size gets smaller. So this is nucleus, and there are valence electron in the outermost cell. Okay, there are electrons in the outermost cell. What is happening? Nucleus is exerting greater charge on the electron, and this greater nuclear charge, positive charge, is making the cell to contract. Okay, this nucleus is pulling the valence cell towards itself. That is why it makes the size smaller. Okay, so this is why the atomic size gets smaller while moving from left to right in a period. Okay, now this is about atomic size. Now reactivity, we'll see the reactivity in case of groups and the periods. Reactivity in case of groups, you can see atomic size is increasing from top to bottom. So in case of metals, bigger the atomic size, more reactive is the element. Now in group 1A, you can see at the bottom in reactivity it is written the last one is most reactive. In case of metal. It is because bigger the atomic size, more reactive is the element in case of metal. Okay, bigger atomic size helps this atom to lose the electron easily with least energy. Okay, So atoms have to lose electron in order to take part in chemical reaction. So more, bigger atomic size means less energy to lose the electron. That is why bigger atomic size, more reactive is the element. Okay, that means elements towards the lower position, they are more reactive because they have bigger atomic size. Whereas in case of non-metal, for example, group 7a elements, 7a figure is given here. These are 7a elements. Okay, atomic size is increasing from top to bottom, and the last one is the biggest one. Okay, whereas top most is the smallest one, right? Topmost is the fluorine over here. Can you see here, most reactive? Fluorine is written most reactive. Okay, so in case of non-metals, smaller the atomic size, more reactive is the element. Smaller the atomic size, more reactive is the non-metal. It is because for non-metals, in order to take part in chemical reaction, they need to gain the electron. Okay, so smaller atomic size helps this atom to gain the electron with least energy, small amount of energy. That is why non-metal with smaller atomic size are more reactive. Okay, in case of this group 7a, fluorine is the most reactive. Second one is chlorine. That means fluorine is more reactive than chlorine. Okay, simply again, and chlorine is more reactive than bromine. Okay, because upper the position, more reactive is the element, right? So you understood, in case of metals, bigger the atomic size, the lower is the position, at the same time the element is more reactive. In case of non-metal, smaller the atomic size, more reactive is the element. Okay, so in our periodic table, group 1a, 2a up to 3a, these are metals. Okay, 3a also has metals in it, and group 4 neutral. Okay, group 5, 6, 7, group 5, 6, 7 are non-metals. 5, 6 and 7 are non-metals. Okay, so non-metal, in case of non-metals, smaller the atomic size, more reactive is the element. So this is about reactivity in case of groups. Now we'll see the reactivity in case of period. Now this reactivity, you see in this straight line, in case of this period 3, you see sodium is the extreme left and argon is the extreme right. Okay, and chlorine, next is chlorine, which is non-metal. Okay, towards the right side of the table. Now you see sodium, in case of period 3, sodium is the most reactive metal in period 3. Sodium is most reactive in period 3. Okay, magnesium is less reactive than sodium, aluminum is less reactive than magnesium. Okay, that means sodium is the most reactive. And if you see this side, chlorine, among non-metals, chlorine is the most reactive in case of period 3, in period 3. Yes, so chlorine is most reactive, sulfur is lesser than chlorine, phosphorus is lesser than sulfur. Okay, so that means the reactivity is maximum towards the extreme left and towards the extreme right. Okay, yes, except 0. 0 is not reactive at all because this is 0 group element. Okay, argon is 0 group element, inert gas, this is not reactive. From argon, next to argon, chlorine, towards the right side, chlorine is the most reactive in case of non-metal, right? So the reactivity is maximum towards the left side and the right side, and reactivity decreases as we move towards the center, right? So this way, number 4, you now see here atomic, this one, number 4, silicon. Okay, this is in the middle where the reactivity is the minimum. Okay, so this way, in case of period, reactivity is maximum at the left side, then it decreases, it becomes minimum at the center. Again, reactivity in non-metals increases, it becomes maximum at the right side, and 0 group is non-reactive. So this is about reactivity of the elements. Now you see from this part, the common questions you get in the exam: give reason Sodium is more reactive than potassium. This part. Hey, sodium is more, I'm sorry, potassium is more reactive than sodium. Potassium is more reactive than sodium because potassium has bigger atomic size, and due to bigger atomic size, it is easy to lose the electron to take part in chemical reaction. Okay, so this is the answer. Potassium is more reactive than sodium. And another common question you can see here, give reason fluorine is more reactive than chlorine. Yes, you have to, explain. You have to give reason. Fluorine is more reactive than chlorine because fluorine has a smaller atomic size than chlorine. And due to smaller atomic size, it is easier to gain the electron for fluorine. That is why fluorine is more reactive than chlorine. So you may get this type of questions in the exams. And here in period, you can see oxygen. Can you see oxygen here? And nitrogen. Yes, fluorine. Fluorine is more reactive than oxygen. Oxygen is more reactive than nitrogen. Yes, why? It is because fluorine has a smaller atomic size than oxygen. Oxygen has a smaller atomic size than nitrogen. I am talking from here. Okay, similarly, in here, chlorine, sulfur, and phosphorus. Hey, chlorine is more reactive than sulfur. Sulfur is more reactive than phosphorus because of atomic size. Yes, chlorine has a smaller atomic size than sulfur. Sulfur has a smaller atomic size than phosphorus. So you may get question from here also. Give reason sodium is more reactive than magnesium. It is because sodium has bigger atomic size. Okay. So these are the questions. Okay. So with this, we finish discussion on this topic, and next part we are going to see the subcells.